having stayed quiet over the past 3 months. Gaskin, in a Facebook post on Friday, said he can no longer wait quietly and politely while Guyana gets hijacked, ridiculed and torn apart. According to Gaskin, the coalition supporters were misled into believing that the caretaker administration had won the elections. He said, quote, "No one elected us to remain in office forever. There is no reasonable basis on which you can claim to have won more votes than the Pppc in these elections. Level with your supporters and start directing your energies towards becoming a credible opposition party in time for 2025. Above all, try to regain the trust of the swing voter. You will never win another election without their support." End quote. Moreover, the former minister contended that there was a deliberate attempt to discredit the entire elections. He disclosed that he knew by March 4 that a coalition victory was unlikely. In fact, Gaskin said that he became deeply suspicious when he heard the actual numbers that the embattled returning officer for Region 4, Claremont Mingo, declared, noting that there was no way his figures could have been correct. He said, too, he was disappointed that the leaderships of both APNU and AFC claimed Mingo's numbers were correct, something that was disputed during the national recount. Further, Gaskin asserted that no evidence has been provided to support the claim of vast numbers of rejected ballots among those of the disciplined services, let alone the allegation of a deliberate attempt to invalidate the votes of the disciplined services. He contended, quote, "At the very least, APNU-AFC's supporters deserve an explanation from its leadership as to the basis on which they claimed to have won the election prior to the recount. The claims of fraud were grossly exaggerated and, unfortunately, designed to fool party supporters who had placed their faith in the coalition into believing that there was actual evidence of serious elections rigging by the Pppc." End quote. Nevertheless, Gaskin concluded there is no power on earth that can convince the APNU-AFC leadership that it lost the election. He said, quote, "All of this leads me to a very uncomfortable conclusion. The APNU-AFC has no intention of relinquishing control of government. 5 years after winning an election and gaining office with a fair amount of goodwill, the coalition is saying to the people who put us there the equivalent of, unless and until we are satisfied beyond a shadow of doubt that more votes are cast in favor of another party in an election that we deem credible, we ain't going nowhere. That condition will never be satisfied." End quote. Regardless, Gaskin pointed out all that has occurred since March 4 will make it extremely difficult now for the APNU and or the AFC to defeat the Pppc in the 2025 elections. Reporting for the Evening News, Vanumatic Chand.